We're back to our usual Wednesday night hangout here at the Central Arena in Burlington, the home of the Burlington Chiefs, who are wearing white tonight and going to work right to left here in the opening period, facing the Toronto Beaches. It's been a while since we've seen this Toronto squad, way back at the beginning of the season when they faced Mimico for the Crombie Cup. We had, I believe, game number 1 posted online there. The navy blue uniforms, gold shoulder caps, for the Toronto Beaches, who will go left to right, working away from starting goaltender Bailey Brown. His first taste of Junior A action this season, as he was traded last year in the Jackson Holbert deal, which sent Holbert here, if I'm not mistaken, and Bailey Brown's Junior A rights going to the Toronto Beaches. Of course, the Beaches and Burlington involved in that big blockbuster deal this year in Junior A action, sending Andrew Q out to Mimico. We'll see Sam Rowe here tonight wearing number 2, right there up top, getting picked out of the way by Walsh as the ball moves to the far side. Kashok there, sending it to the sideboards. Lanchbury the save. Bailey Brown does the pirouette, and that ball is going to sneak out the backside, but well clear of the crease as the Beaches captain picks it up to keep possession alive here. Full complement except for Matthew Duncan, Michael Harris, and Dalton McGuinness, the top players who have played the majority of the games for the Beaches this year. Otherwise, no significant omissions to tell you about. On the Toronto side is their first shot. Ended up skipping away in an easy first save made by Jesse Legault, who gets the start here tonight. Burlington, of course, played last night, as we get the shot there from Ryan Smith, the team leader in goals and points. And early out the front door there from the Beaches, so they get called for too many men. Brief stoppage of play as Kashok will restart down the far side. Burlington losing last night to Orangeville, who took briefly second place in the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League standings. It was literally minute by minute. That position changed hands once Orangeville won between them, Brampton, and Mimico, as the Mountaineers fell by 2 to the Excelsiors last night in a game that you can now see available on the YouTube channel. As these standings are a mess, they will go all the way down to the wire, I'm sure, and we'll get more than one tiebreaker before all is said and done heading into the playoffs. Big hit there. I believe that's Knox, right in front of his own bench, picking that one up. Lanchbury over center. He'll control the ball now as he works in front of the Beaches bench. A few chirps down there, I'm sure, as Smith puts it to the far side. Ryan Smith back for Patrick Walsh. Up top. Smith again, down in the corner. Bryce Maya backs into pressure, sends a shot underhand off the corner of the post. This one's going to bounce the length of the floor as Legault is out of the crease, but couple anxious moments already here in the opening 3 minutes for Bailey Brown in front of his crease. Lanchbury to the corner for Smith. Ryan Smith will take it deep. May have caught a high stick, but no call from the officials. As Maya gets tied up there, managed to get the ball free. Smith to the crease with a shot. And Bailey Brown there to save that one. Far side, Tristan Hanna, longtime member of this Beaches squad now, one of the veterans, as they always seem to make moves at the deadline, but he's hung through most of it, as Nathan Grennan is the guy that takes the shot off the backboards. Bounces out straight to Dylan LaPrade, though. Another trade deadline acquisition for this Burlington Chiefs squad. Good crowd on hand tonight as it's Miners night. Some of the minor Burlington Chief rep teams holding the barbecue out in the parking lot, so them and their families are in attendance this evening. I'm sure we'll see them on the floor at intermission as the Beaches come back with it. A big chop there as Aaron Forster worked into the pile. Picked up quickly by Kashalk, though, and he's going to stay on the floor. Looked like a brief limp there for Kashalk as he collided with Forster. Forster now going down. On the far side as him and Walsh got together. Knox coming on. Walsh back to his natural side as it's in the corner for Smith. To Kashalk. Toronto player goes down. No interference called there as Knox handles the shot off the backboards and straight out, and he'll put the first one in behind Bailey Brown. 5 minutes into the opening period, and they do have a lead. It's been a lot of playing catch-up, and that's resulted in some surprising, at times, results here in this building, including their tie against Kitchener-Waterloo, and last week the loss against Peterborough, one that could prove quite costly in terms of the standings. You can see on your screen, Burlington coming into tonight as the 6th seed. Toronto coming in as the 8th. As Smith wide open, trying to cut through and just couldn't hang on to the ball as it popped out the back. Swinging the stick there is Julian Gay, back in the lineup after he was a bit banged up in our last telecast last week. Mike Berger, the AP, lets that shot go just wide. Bounces straight back to Corson Keeley, though. Keeley out to the far boards. Jack Kelly will run in. And another save there for Legault, but another reset for Toronto as they send it back to the half boards. Around the top for Keeley, his shot coming in, and Legault will snag that one as well. Brief tie-up there between Julian Gay and a member of the Beaches squad. And Glenn Clark will go have a word with his offensive line as they come off. Of course, standout defensive player in the National Lacrosse League for a number of years, Glenn Clark. Now head coach of the New England Black Wolves. As this shot goes wide and ends up actually in the Burlington bench. So the captain, Callum Jones, will restart here for Burlington. He immediately sends it up to center. Quick change there, getting Hunter Lemieux a touch, wearing number 13 here tonight. The Justin Huggins jersey that has been used for most of their AP players, but tonight that is Lemieux as Bailey Brown makes his second save in the last little bit as Bryce Maya there to pick up the rebound. So it's now Burlington's turn to take an extended offensive possession. Lanchbury, far side, brief pick by Lemieux. As the shot comes through, Kashalk gets dumped right as he released that. Stepping up on the hit, Curtis Conley. Beautiful slide to get over and redirect that shot. Meanwhile, a shot the other way that Legault is able to hang on to. Rebound rolling out of the crease from Callum Jones. He was looking for his man at center, but just unable to touch it was Nathan Emery. Just over 12 minutes left to go. The Go Chiefs Go chant from the youngsters lining the glass here at Central Arena as their team is up 1-0. Double team on the near side. That opens a man all alone on the crease, and they just couldn't get the pass through there to Jake Gilmore. Bit of a breakdown on defense there that Toronto unable to capitalize on. As Lemieux will now put it to the far boards again. Racing through Knox, took a couple hits on his way, but he's able to absorb all of those. And Jason Knox, all 6'3", 205 of them, makes it 2-0 here in favor of Burlington. So back to the face-off dot we go. Jason Knox, the second goal of the game for Burlington as we near the halfway mark of the opening period, and a face-off win. Julian Gay down the floor, and you can make it 3. Off the set face-off play, Julian Gay makes it 3-0, and Bailey Brown's going to call for the water break here. Try and slow things down a little bit. Walsh, Knox, and now Julian Gay. 3-0 as Burlington putting a mini run together here to start this game. As we said, that's been a rare occurrence early on for this Chiefs team this season. And Noseworthy getting called for delay of game here. Brent Noseworthy off the face-off violation. Failed to put the ball down, and he knew Toronto was going to be looking for a momentum changer, but they'll go to the power play here. And this could be what they're going to need to stop the bleeding a little bit. Far side for Forster. Sidearm shot did get all the way through. Nobody comes up cleanly with the rebound. Finally taken out of the crease by Tristan Hanna. And Forster will have it back to far side. Collapses a little bit into the fan. Now all the way back out for Forster. A sidearm shot. Legault sizing that one up and making the save. That took about 40 seconds off of the power play. And now the shot clock will turn off as Burlington makes their way over center. Double team right at the hockey blue line, as it's in the stick of Kyle Kolwich here. Kolwich gives way to Kashalk. Kashalk now drawing the double team. He gets the stick blasted out of his hands and then fills in the defender coming in to play on that ball. Looked like he was going to maybe kick it up towards center, but very close to the over and back line. Not much he could do without the stick, though, as Toronto will now gain possession and come back in with 30 seconds left. And the shot rings off the crossbar and goes high up out of play. For Jake Gilmore, couple really close chances now for the Beaches in this opening half of the first period, but still yet to put one on the board as they remain on the power play here. Cross crease pass, trying the quick stick, and Tristan Hanna just can't make that one work. So we had to chase down the rebound and through a crowd, and what did that hit before it went out of play? As Callum Jones right into the face of Josh Dawick. And the bench, I think that must have gone right off Callum Jones as he looks a little bit worse for wear, but went straight at Josh Dawick after the fact. We're back to 5-on-5 though, as that shot block fired up the bench. Another one here that goes off the left leg of Legault to the near boards. Another cross crease pass into the stick of Tristan Hanna. He gets felled over on the far side, and minor interference called there against Burlington, as the crowd and the bench now starting to get riled up as Aaron Forster gets taken down again. Pardon me, Jack Kelly as he gets up, racing down the far side. Man, it's loud in here tonight. Central Arena's hopping as we get down close to the playoff run, and another big hit. He's trying to spin away from coverage there with Bryce Keats. And words now between Knox and not sure who it is standing in the doorway screaming back the other way. Joel Wright still now screaming over top of the crowd. We've got a tie-up, though, over in the far corner. Didn't quite see how this one started. Looks like Aaron Forster is involved, as now Gay is going to tie up with him. Someone had the helmet almost ripped off. Looks like the officials are going to let everything go in that scrum, And it will remain 5-on-5 as now Burlington comes out with it. Walsh to Knox down the far side. Onto the half boards. Lemieux up top. Back for Lanchbury. Lanchbury's going to go over the top of the horn. Takes the shot. Mesh did ripple, but that was the foot of Bailey Brown. As the ball is sent all the way down the floor. Knox in with it. Rowan Kelly takes him down as he falls into the backboards. Now Legault out of the crease to break the 5 count. He'll sidearm it up to Knox. Quick peek over his shoulder. See where the trailer was. Initial shot, rebound quickly. Next shot also saved by Bailey Brown, but can't recover in time to take one away from Bryce Maya, and it's now 4-0. And finally it bounced towards Bryce Maya, who was able to pick it up cleanly and put it in behind Bailey Brown for the 4th goal of the game here in the opening period for the Burlington Chiefs. Curtis Conley chased all the way back into his own zone. Will now be brought out by Tristan Hanna as the Beaches get the sense that the noise of the crowd and the momentum that's going on right now all Burlington's way are going to need one here soon, but it's going to be Smith putting another one in for Burlington, and Bailey Brown calling for the water break one more time, as this has been a wild start to this game. All Burlington in period number 1 so far. Just about 7 minutes left to go. And in the first 5 goals, that's the first one for Ryan Smith. Also worth noting, I don't think we mentioned yet, no Chris Boucher in the lineup tonight. We're told he's a little banged up. And I think we're getting a goaltender change here. Bailey Brown looked like he signaled for water and then got to the bench and kept going all the way down. So it'll be Jackson Brown coming in now. 5-0 here, the opening 13 minutes of the period. 5 different goal scorers for the Chiefs so far, as Noseworthy wins another faceoff. Hasn't won them cleanly, however, as Justin Anasio would normally do for this squad. Starting things off, he was absolute dynamite at the dot before injuring his hand in a high school game where he plays with the Hill Academy. As Walsh sends it back for Smith. Onto the crease again, a man wide open. And they're going to run that all day, it looks like, as Beaches are having a real struggle keeping guys off the crease. Back for Lemieux, bit of a late call there on the interference. But the Beaches will gain possession. We understand that Anasio has been cleared to play, but has yet to get back into practice. So he is still in the golf shirt here tonight in the arena. As that pass gets through, desperate diving attempt after the fact by Dylan LaPrade, as Callan Jones steps up again and sends a man flying. However, he recovered just to get the rebound back for Corson Keeley, and Jones noticed it just in time to send him on his backside again. Everything going right for the Chiefs in this first period, as now we get some swinging over on the far side and a bit of a pick as they come up top, and Rowan Kelly backed into Phil Mazuka, as now we get a stare down right at the blue line as Bryce Maya comes to the aid of Mazuka. Rowan Kelly backed up into the path of Mazuka, who responded with the one-hand flip slash right towards the lower leg. And it was right in front of the official, Josh Hiltz, veteran official, who also refs in the National Lacrosse League. So he's not going to miss that one, and he sends Mazuka off to the box. Saw this last night as well, where the officials letting a lot of stuff go until it became retaliatory. And the way the game was flowing, it looked like that one just to make sure none of that extra stuff starts to go overboard. So final 5 minutes here closing in the period as Colwich He's going to bounce this ball out of harm's way and all the way down the floor. As Forster and company have a fresh 30 seconds to work with. Forster tried to get around the pick of Jack Kelly. Ended up sending it to the cross floor side for Keeley. Another shot from Forster, though, and Legault quickly to his right to get stick on that. As Cashall, one-hand grab to keep that out of the penalty box. We'll bring it over center and turn the shot clock off here. 46 seconds left in the power play. As Callum Jones has it, lost his footing briefly. And that's going to mean a big scrum that's going to end up in front of the Beaches bench. A couple extra shoves. Hands may have got high. Referee Smith was right there. And again breaks up play. Less than 4 minutes in the period. Final 20 here in the power play for Forster. Down in the corner, Forster. Back up top for Josh Dawick, who's having a great first season here in Junior A. Here's the shot just wide. Tristan Hanna, did that hit the crossbar? Yes, it did before going out of play. So Hanna will get to Forster again. A quick peek of the clock. And Mizuko will be back out in about 2 seconds. Now he joins the fray again. As it's returned to the near side, a hard shot there from Gilmore, hung on to by Legault, and the stick stolen out of the hands of one of the Chiefs players, and this will even the numbers here as Jake Gilmore will go off for a retaliatory roughing penalty. As the period starts to tick down, so a big kill. Second kill of the period for Burlington is immediately followed by a power play of their own. Again, already up 5-0 here. This could be a huge power play if they can get one, and they do. And guess who it is? Ryan Smith. As it's been all season long, his second of the game to make it 6-0 here for Burlington. What a start. Smith with his second. Bryce Maya, Patrick Walsh getting things started, and Julian Gay now make it 6-0 for Burlington. And face-off won, though, by Toronto. As the Beaches haven't had that many in this opening period, but they get that one, which, again, could be big. Looking for a momentum changer as Nathan Grennan goes to the crease and then filled in. Everybody ends up in that yellow paint. As Burlington's quickly out down the far side. Kashalk off the bench. He'll push into the corner for Bryce Maya. Devin Maya not in the lineup tonight. A big defender for this team as Smith walks off the corner, the shot and the goal. And I don't know, throw the flag maybe. That was very close to the crease line, but they're going to make it count, and it'll be 7-0 now for Burlington. A team who saw third place slip away last night from sixth, now in a position needing a win here tonight just to force a tie for fifth. They can see home floor slipping away a little bit here down the stretch as the top couple teams now starting to put a bit of distance between them and the pack. But after last night's loss against Orangeville, they seem to be real fired up as Knox all over his man, and we've got a penalty up top. Officials confer, and it'll be a hold on Knox. So the Beaches goal will score, and now a big conversation going on. And actually an illegal cross check was going to be the penalty. Lost in all that is just a pretty goal from the Beaches. We'll have to get a number, but the man all over him had to eat a hit to get there in the first place as well. As Brent Noseworthy lost that initial faceoff, but chased it down in front of the Toronto bench to gain possession here. We'll try and listen in. Smith will take another sidearm shot. This one up into the screening off of Jackson Brown. Again, Bailey Brown starting the game here tonight. Lanchbury over the top, sidearm shot. That one hits Brown. Goes off past the far side. Must have hit the screening as they stop play again. Lanchbury into the corner for Smith. Up top, Maya, his shot hit something on the way and didn't get all the way through. We're into the final minute, of the first period as Knox forechecking here. Nathan Grennan, the far side, half boards now working in for Kelly. And this one off a stick all the way up to center, chased down by Corson Keeley. Keeley into Grennan and immediately on him. And the pile goes down and a little bit extra down on the floor between Nathan Grennan and Dylan LaPrade. And they'll have a few words on the way, but we're going to get offsetting penalties here with officially 29 seconds left in the period. And that's enough to get Jackson Brown out of the crease. They'll go 6 attackers here for Toronto. As soon as they saw they were getting the ball here, he took off full sprint. And Dan McRae wants to know why it is Beach's possession. Must have been okay with the explanation, though, as he did give the nod. Here's Keeley again. 20 seconds left. Up top for Kelly. And Keeley, they'll slow things all the way down here. Shot clock exactly perfect with the game clock, so a non-factor. As now there's 7. They work back for Keeley. Far side, Forster runs in. He was met with a defender right away, and then Keeley rushing in. And Callum Jones in his face, but what a first period here for the Burlington Chiefs. We haven't been able to say it a lot, but they lead after one. 7-1 is your score. You're watching Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League action on the JVI Sports Network, and we'll be right back. Huge first period for the Burlington Chiefs. After one, your score is 7-1. As they were all over the Toronto Beaches in that first period. Curtis Conley, the only goal scorer, we believe, for the Toronto Beaches. It was Julian Gay in transition, Jason Knox, Ryan Smith with a pair, including one on the power play, Bryce Maya, and Patrick Walsh. Your goal scorers in that first period, and the second already underway, one that got a little chippy at the end. We have switched places, though, and it looks like Bailey Brown is back in between the pipes. Here to start period number 2, Jesse Legault, the same for the Burlington Chiefs. As they work up top quickly, Corson Keeley, the shot goes hard off the backboards, intercepted, though, on the rebound by Callum Jones. He's all alone. Quick peek for the bench, and the shovel shot into the corner, and the run, which is quickly becoming a route for Burlington, continues with the captain, Callum Jones. That makes it 8-1. We are 4-on-4 again after that minor skirmish in front of the Burlington bench at the end of that first period. 44 seconds left, 4-on-4. But Callum Jones knew he was alone all the way and elected to shoot low to the left side of Bailey Brown. As we got a loose ball over on the far side, Brent Noseworthy And Mitch Wales in there for Burlington. Looks like Bryce Keats is going to pull it out here for Beaches. Passes to Keeley, and got a couple players down in front as they collided right at the whistle. As the Beaches will take it out of the corner. Josh Dawick looked to the crease before he was pushed aside there by, I believe that's Kolwich. Kolwich and Dawick stare each other down again as we go back to 5-on-5. Quickly out of the box was Dylan LaPrade, hanging back a little bit though. Nathan Grennan, I think he was seeing the shot was coming and was going to hang out up top to take away another fast break that never arrived. As the Beaches will go far side here. Dancing around Tristan Hanna, his shot. Legault had a quick peek behind him, but it hit off the post and then got stuck up on the leg of Legault. 2 minutes gone already here in the second period. As Kashok will push to the near side. Off the corner, Smith looking for the hat trick, and this time in the crease. As Toronto brings it up just past center, and the stick of Nick Ellerton. Mike Berger now into the corner. Up top, Hanna off the bench. Josh Dawick had that shot go off a body. Callum Jones back digging for it, as is Dawick. One of the Chiefs players falls again and knocks, again, a bit of a shovel tap into the back of the leg. That time the official on the far side couldn't see. As Julian gave the shot. What a save, though, from Bailey Brown with the right arm. Had to go briefly off to his right-hand side. But the Sticks come alive on that Burlington bench again as their team has the rebound. Maya to the far side. Lanchbury. Oh, what a quick release there. He went down low. And you could see he knew he was going to get cut off, so tried to get as much on it as he could. As Tristan Hanna will get it again for the Beaches, though. Jack Kelly kept at bay. A number of big-time whacks here from Phil Mazuka. As they work into the far boards, Colin Hunt still tied up. And more action between him and Bryce Keats. Now Mazuka going in, Lanchbury as well. And it's 3-on-1 over there in the pile. And only one official as well, as players come from both sides of the floor to get involved. And I imagine we're going to get penalties. The first Burlington player in ducked down, and then there was a few forearms to the back of the head, it looked like, as he was ducked down. So official was right there and was willing to let most of that go until play went down the other way and the ball was nowhere around anymore. And it will result in a penalty here against the Toronto Beaches. From up top, Lanchbury sees parted in front of him. He gets his own rebound off the backboards. Bailey Brown recovering. Still no shot. Lanchbury has to scamper away from Aaron Forster. Lanchbury takes again, looks low this time on Brown, who goes down to make the save with the stick. And he'll outlet down the far side, and another transition opportunity. The shot, a bouncer that gets past the glove side of Legault and into the back of the net. 8-2 in favor of the Beaches. Owen Grant with his 8th goal for a defender. Seven goals coming into tonight, 4 points as well, 11 through 15 games. But it still will be Burlington power play, as they now lead 8-2 off the most recent goal by Owen Grant. Cashall towards his bench. Smith backing up. He'll put it into the corner. I believe that's Patrick Walsh down in the corner this time. Smith, now Lanchbury up top. They want to get Lanchbury that up Up top shot straight down the middle. So far unable to capitalize, as Lanchbury will now set the pick for Smith, and maybe that's why, as it was all decoy to try and get the shot into Smith. Knox, one quick change there on the bench. As Knox and Lanchbury play catch up top. Shot does come from Knox. That hit something in front before bouncing into the corner. Kept alive by Lemieux. Back for Smith over the top. And the 1 foot high step. And now the 7-goal lead for the Burlington Chiefs. It was 7-0 at one point before the Beaches scored their first. So this is the largest lead of the game. Second time it's been this high. Face-off win taken all the way by Mitch Gustafson. And his shot, Legault makes the save. It rolls into the corner as Callum Jones will bring it up over center. Jones takes a few whacks before passing off to Lemieux. Back down in the corner. Bryce Maya, Ryan Smith, far side for Ryan Lanchbury. Smith one-on-one, just outside the fan. Lanchbury again. He shot hard off the backboards. Bailey Brown coming out to set a pick. And then a big chop afterwards with the goal stick. Official was on the far side as the bench screaming at the trail referee. And coming all the way down the floor. Big hit there, and down is Nathan Grennan. And a lot of attention being paid here to Dylan LaPrade, who ran into the back. Grennan still trying to get up. Bailey Brown's going to, come down the floor. I didn't think he was coming to get involved. He goes to the bench to take a drink as Grennan is going to make his way off. LaPrade was full speed, and with the back turned, Grennan got that one right between the numbers. I'd be surprised if this isn't a 5. It'll be definitely a double minor. I don't believe a 5 carries an automatic game for checking from behind. I think it's something that can be added later, but we'll have to see what goes up on the board here. LaPrade, they have told the timekeeper's box, and indeed it is a 5. Official over to the Burlington bench to give the explanation, and I think they also asked about the Bailey Brown slash from earlier, as now Glenn Clark will get his explanation. 5 minutes for charging. So maybe 5 minutes for checking from behind does carry an automatic game, as a 5 for charging would probably be one of those ones that you can just go 5 without ejecting a player. I don't know if that play was necessary, worthy of a game misconduct and possible review, but regardless, it is a 5-minute power play for the Beaches. They've been looking for an opportunity to close this gap and perhaps might have got it, but the first chance was saved by Legault. Now they got to get it over center, deep in the 10 count, and desperation attempt thwarted there by Aaron Forster. As now Toronto will slowly bring it back in. Jack Kelly to the far face-off dot. Kelly has it again. Looking for the shot in front, though, is Forster, and they find him, and he'll put it home for the 3rd goal of the game. Gets the first one on the power play. Of course, they can't get 2 off the 5-minute charging major. And it is 9-3, 6-goal deficit now for the Beaches. And 2 goals on this power play would go pretty far to swinging momentum back in their favor. A couple players crossing in front of the crease take big whacks for their efforts. As Jack Kelly puts it in the corner. Back up top, Forster. His shot just wide. Bounces off the backboards. There's going to be a foot race for it. Is Bailey Brown going to come out? Shot clock goes. Julian Gay down the floor takes the shot, and Brown with the save. And now Gay back on his horse to get back into the possession here. as a couple of the Beechers players looked like they held up. Didn't realize they had huge numbers advantage, as Noseworthy will now turn it into a 2-on-1 before quickly backing the play Joel Wright. Knox tied up at the crease as Noseworthy comes all the way up top and over the white line. So he's got to get rid of it in front of Forster. Cashalk was coming off the boards, nearly got one away, checked out the back of the stick. Owen Grant, who has a goal already in this game, on the crease, and Legault is going to turn that one aside. Minute and a half away from the midway mark of the second period. 2:45 left in this major penalty against Burlington, of which the Beaches have scored one of a possible 2 power play goals. Bryce Maya to turn the shot clock off now. As he goes over the top. If you missed it yesterday, our thanks to you, the fans, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/jvisportsnetwork, as we got a breakaway here and a takedown in behind. Watching two parts of the floor here as Legault makes the breakaway save. And two players got tangled up in behind. There's a big oil slick as evidence as Sam Rowe went right over the back of one of the Burlington players. The official was right there looking at it, and I guess ruled that they just got their feet tangled. I don't know. I've got another big pile up in behind the Toronto bench, pardon me. And there's going to be a big discussion about it as they make their way to the benches. But all of our Junior A coverage so far this season, totaling over 13,000 views on the YouTube channel. So our thanks from the JVI Sports Network to you, the fans. Already last night's game, over 500 within 24 hours. As Callum Jones will back away. Official's arm is high. Jesse Legault wants to know if he's going to get the call with 1:13 left in the penalty. They'll stop him short of the over and back line so that the shot clock remains off. And now he'll come the rest of the way to take a water break, and the stick's coming alive again as this effectively kills off the power play with 1:07 left in that. And Corson Keeley headed off to the box. And we'll get our first wipe down of the game. It is 9-3 in favor of the Burlington Chiefs. 4-on-4 action here with, in the back half, of period number 2, as they immediately work far side. Smith going towards the crease. Brown stood in long enough to make the save. There was a holding minor, I believe, against Corson Keeley. Quick changes here on the Toronto bench as Nathan Grennan is back out there. Looked a little worse for wear after taking that hit from Dylan LaPrade, the 5-minute charging major that has 25 seconds left on it. As on the wrong side, and after the shot clock, it goes in, but they say no for Jake Gilmore, as that allows Burlington to run down the far side. Gay all alone had a quick peek for the bench and then shot wide as Knox is able to pick it up. They're probably going to wait the 10 seconds here to get LaPrade back on the floor and make it a 5-4 power play advantage in favor of the Chiefs. And that will be the case right now as the LaPrade penalty expires. He's going to remain on the floor to take away a potential breakaway. And that's indeed the case as him and Nathan Grennan match up again. Two players that collided to cause that penalty. 30 seconds left here in the what would be a Burlington power play. As the shot clock is running here for the Beaches, though, and they're going to score. As that was taken by Josh Dawick, short-handed. Josh Dawick or Jack Kelly. Believe that was Kelly getting the Majority of congratulations. So that'll make 15 on the season for him and 40 points, assuming we haven't missed a couple goals, or assists rather. As off the face-off, Toronto straight back in front of Legault again, as there's just over 8 minutes left here in the second period. Up top, Lanchbury. He'll put it in the corner. No-look pass returned up top from Wales, as Lemieux hangs on and then immediately collides with his man, trying to take away the long bomb pass. They make it anyways, and they score. Corson Keeley. And signs of life. Every game important as we head down the stretch, the way the playoffs, or pardon me, the regular season standings are stretched out. Do we have a penalty here? Bailey Brown took off full sprint towards the bench. And it looks like a slash coming here to Nathan Emery. Net, but it was a slashing penalty to Nathan Emery. And that'll give Jack Kelly and the Beaches another opportunity here. They have momentum. They've put together a bit of a run here of late. 9-5 as that shot skips off the back dasher and goes up out of play. Callum Jones fakes the rainbow pass towards the crease, and he'll now stay on and draw the double team, trying to split the defenders. Joel Wright and Jack Kelly, they're still spying Callum Jones, and Jones goes down. Ball pops free, and they're going to take off. Jack Kelly picked it up just as Jones arrived, and Callum Jones couldn't get off the floor. So after all that tough work, yeah, I agree, as he leans over, stick on the knees and leaned over, he's got to be gassed here. We'll see if Toronto clues in and attacks that. First shot, and the rebound goes back to Toronto. The shot there, did Legault make the save with the stick? I'm not sure. That may have bounced just wide, as there's no reset, as Josh Dawick will slow things down. Jones is still up high again after that reg play down in his own zone, as Forster goes around the back. This one's not going to get far enough for Jones to make the change, as Nathan Grennan off with it. A low shot, skips across the floor. Aaron Forster picks it out of the corner just as there's 25 seconds left in the period, or pardon me, in the power play, as Kolwich will pick it up, and that will get Jones off the floor. Under 6 left to play in the period. 9-5 currently in favor of Burlington. One off the bench, the shot there, and Brown was headed off to his right, and as with Patrick Walsh with speed, adjusted left just in time to make that save, but rebound did go up out of play as we go back to 5-on-5 lacrosse here. Up top is Knox. He'll go far side. Wills with it for Lanchbury. Maya, low shot from way up top. That one just misses hitting the official, as coming in hot was Mike Byrne. And I don't think Bryce Maya appreciated that too much, as he separated with a hard cross check. Up top is Smith. The shot there. Brown makes the save. Rebound out in front of the crease. And a second opportunity he does pounce on, as we're under 5 minutes here, as that one gets stuck in the pads of Bailey Brown. Looked like it was going to be all Chiefs, but another goal or two here before they go to the rooms. We could have ourselves a pretty tight third period. And there it is, right on cue almost for Jake Gilmore. Had one taken away due to a shot clock violation earlier in the period. But he won't be denied here, as now the goal difference is just 3. And that's going to signal a timeout on the Burlington bench, as they want to discuss this last 4 minutes and 36 seconds and give a couple guys a breather here. We'll do the same and be back here Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League action on the JVI Sports Network. After the Jake Gilmore goal, we go back to the face-off dot, and early movement there against the Beaches player, so Noseworthy will be awarded this one. Looks immediately to the outdoor where Kasholk is standing. Maya trails the play, knocks to the far side. Wales over his shoulder, back for Lanchbury again. Lanchbury working in, the shot there off the right shoulder of Bailey Brown. And coming through, Kasholk bounced off a couple players as he was shooting. Still managed to get it on target as Knox and Gilmore bump each other over close to the boards. As the offense has started to pick up here for the Beaches, off that last shot, Bailey Brown looks like he's settling in after he took a breather at the end of that first period. And we saw Jackson Brown come in, now in front of Legault as he's reaching for it. A couple players collide with each other. Saunders now going off, having words with somebody on the Beaches bench. Lanchbury with it. Back to the near side, Maya, Walsh. Now Smith. And Lemieux. Hunter Lemieux all alone. Bailey Brown looking far side. And it's been quite some time since we've had a Burlington goal. Hunter Lemieux, the addition for tonight's game, as we said, wearing that number 13, which has been reserved for the AP call-ups. A lot of them we've seen from the Buzz organization. Noseworthy. Hard collision there as him and Curtis Conley got tangled up. Conley didn't like that. As they now get the draw team off. Shot from Jack Kelly with one already. Legault able to make the save. Big rebound just to the left of Bailey Brown outside. Couple whacks being shared there just outside. Kasholk will now make a quick change. Played back by Lanchbury. Ryan Lanchbury, far boards. Lanchbury one-on-one. He'll get the step, take the shot, score. And now the Chiefs coming alive with a run of their own. Ryan Lanchbury uncharacteristically quiet here tonight. And what happens here after the fact? Brown came out of the crease and he's fired up as he talks to the official. Bailey Brown taking exception to something close to his crease after the 11th goal. Now 11-6 in favor of Burlington. As here's Walsh. That one skipping away. Walsh will corral it. Chased down by Nick Ellerton. Here's Knox, one-on-one. He had Kasholk all alone in the middle. And something on the far side caught the official's eye as we're going to get a powered play here. What will probably be the end of the second period. Minute 35 officially left in our middle frame here. And Burlington with a 5-goal run. Looking to double up the Beaches heading into the locker rooms. Wide shot there. Marcus Minicello handles the rebound, pushes it up floor. And the Beaches will slow things down with the shot clock turned off. As much as Burlington would like to extend this, you know that Beaches would like to get momentum back on their side as this one goes up out of play. Either get momentum back or score one of their own. as we are in the final minute of the second period. Lanchbury, Knox down in the corner now. Back for Knox. Forster had a brief look high as Knox goes back for Lanchbury. Lemieux set a couple picks as the shot arrived. Just off target. Lanchbury can't hang on as Forster's now over center. And it will be Aaron Forster that picks it up cleanly over to the far side. All alone though. And trailing the play, looked like Forster was going to take the shot. And he found Tristan Hanna trailing. And everyone forgot about looking to the bench, and that opened it up for Tristan Hanna, who will now score what's listed as his first shorthanded goal of the season. Big collision off the dot. Mike Byrne had the stick ripped out of his hand. Final 5 seconds, though, as Knox has it up for Lanchbury. Knox and Lanchbury playing catch backdoor. Smith has it at the buzzer, and they count it. Good goal. Smith, his 4th, and it will be his 3rd on the power play. Bailey Brown talking to anybody he can on his way past the Burlington bench. But the goal is scored. And it looks like there's going to be no further action as the teams make their way off the floor. Mazuka and Callum Jones have something to say to the official, though, as the boomsticks are now out for the Burlington Chiefs Minor Lacrosse Association. It's going to be a loud and eventful third period. Burlington Chiefs clinging to what was a dream start for them. They were up 7-1 at one point after the first period. Stretch that out to 9. Now 11-7 after 2 periods of play for Burlington as they score 4 to just 6, or pardon me, 6-4 in favor of the Beaches as we're underway in period number 3. As we said, minor lacrosse night here, and you see Callum Jones celebrating the face-off win as they try and hold off the end of this power play. Do the Beaches, the end of the penalty kill, rather. There was no goal at the end of that period. Didn't get a chance to talk to the officials, but couldn't get or didn't get an explanation from the Beaches coaches. They just said it was no goal at the end of the first period. So we are 11-7 as the penalty is now over as well. And very close to go. Remember that Bailey Brown, who remains in the net for the Beaches, took exception to a couple players in his crease near the end of that second period. This one could go either way if someone decides to pull ahead. And I mean that in terms of game decision, in terms of wins and losses, as this one just scoots away from the crease. Down the floor, though, on the far side, or including the rough stuff. We've seen bits and pieces of it either way. As the 5-hole shot from Jack Kelly, he becomes the first multiple goal scorer in the game for the Beaches, who pulled back within 3 now. Again, Beaches controlling the 8th spot in the standings right now, and that's not really the one you want. It looks like the Six Nations Arrows have a pretty good stranglehold on first, and the first round matchup, do you really want that to be against the Six Nations Arrows, who have just been rolling all season long? Julian Gay over the shoulder there off the back glass. As we said, the boomsticks now out here for the minor players. They've been on the floor at each intermission. They've been doing the barbecue in the parking lot. Is Gay had zero thoughts of chasing that loose ball. Now trying to split the double team. Him and one of the Beaches players get tangled up, and they both go down. As the ball will be sent down the far side, LaPrade looks to cut off the angle from Forster. Now near side for Gilmore. Gilmore up top, Grennan. Shooting lane opens up for him. And Legault right there to make the save. Gobbles up the rebound as well. Burlington down the far side. Kashuk into the middle, takes a huge bump. And 3-on-2 coming down for the Beaches. But quickly back into coverage, Nathan Emery to even up the numbers. And this doesn't look good for Joel Wright. A lot of attention being paid to the left arm there. Not a lot of movement out of that arm as he ran off towards the boards. And straight down the tunnel, it looks like, with the trainer in tow. So, and now a slip here for Jack Kelly, who gets up awkwardly. Hunter Lemieux up top. Lanchbury now. Back to Lemieux. Smith takes a little bit off that to make sure it counts, as Bailey Brown makes sure there's no rebound with Lanchbury hovering around. Jake Gilmore. Back near side for Grennan. Nathan Grennan steers away. Back to Keeley, quickly to the far side. Grennan back with it again. Callum Jones forcing Grennan way outside. He'll shovel it back though, and the shot for Corson Keeley. And sticks coming up now after the fact again, as the Beaches have pulled within 2. Looks like no penalties as a result, but it is just a 2-goal lead now. The closest it's been all night since it was 2-0 early on for the Chiefs. 11-9 now. As we've played 4 minutes here in period number 3. Josh Dawick towards the crease. No one can pick that one up. So we brought up down the far side by Phil Mazuka. Mazuka into the middle. Stick high. Had Saunders all alone on the crease, but just couldn't get to it. Tried the flick of the wrist, but it didn't work. Julian Gay has one already in this game in transition early on in the first, as Ryan Smith gets back for Lanchbury. Ryan Lanchbury. Cross thread down into the corner and running underneath Aaron Forster. 3 Beaches players work out with it. Off balances Forster. Slides in the direction of the crease. Leaves a big slick behind him as Legault hangs on to the rebound. And the 2 captains pass each other. Callum Jones for Burlington and Aaron Forster for the Beaches. Way outside. Kashuk sends that one off the back glass. Lanchbury back for Knox now. His shot handled by Bailey Brown. And first one into the corner is Bryce Maya, who rolls it all the way up top for Lanchbury. 5 minutes now gone in the third period, as Lanchbury starts to dance around. A sidearm shot hard into the midsection of Brown, who stands up and lets that drop. Thunder sticks bouncing off the glass, off each other, off the stands now. These minor players try and get behind their Chiefs squad, clinging to that 2-goal lead. Aided by a massive first period, 7-1. But the Beaches have been chipping away and just have not gotten away here in this one. All the way up top for Lanchbury. Maya passes him. He goes into the corner for Walsh. Walsh turns the corner, takes the shot. Lemieux, Walsh over the shoulder, and Brown makes the save, and a big pile up in behind. And looks like possession will be awarded here to Burlington, who immediately put it all the way up top. Smith, now Lanchbury. Pick in front of Lanchbury, working around it. Wales is tied up. Looks to the official for a call, none coming. It's played near side for Walsh. And the shot, 5-hole. And how about the celly afterwards from Bryce Maya with his second. Just watching the game, it seems that Toronto has controlled most of this since about the midway point of the second period. Goals have been few and far to come by since then for Burlington, but Bryce Maya got that fired up, and you can tell this bench is starting to get into it. Knox and Kashalk now. They play catch as Burlington completes the change. They'll go right back to Bryce Maya. That's the last man. Pass intended for Lanchbury. Chipped away there by Kelly. And Kelly into the corner with it. Lanchbury can't get there last second as this one scoots away. Cutter in the middle, bit of miscommunication there. Jake Gilmore had that one skip past him, as well as Bryce Keats. So Burlington will get a possession here. Again, Mazuka. A little bit extra between him and Jake Gilmore as the shot clocks are not synced up. 10 seconds left in it as the trail shot clock is the one they're using right now. Walsh in, Lanchbury, the shot into the corner and into the net. Quick stick from, is that Ryan Smith down there, I believe? My vantage point up here in the press box, but it was definitely a quick stick, and it forced Bailey Brown into the split save and through the legs, and now the lead is up to 4 here for the Burlington Chiefs. But the ensuing faceoff won by Mitch Gustafson. He goes hard into and through the crease of Legault, caught a piece of the net, and Gustafson getting up slowly now on his way back to the bench. It's played here by Josh Dawick into the corner, faking the quick stick all the way back up top. And that one off the post and all the way down the floor. Here's Wales. He goes looking to the low side on that left leg, where a couple of the most recent shots have been. And this time Bailey Brown gets the better of it. And Beaches are straight back into the Chiefs zone. Corson Keeley. Up top, here's Dawick. That shot is wide. Couple extra whacks on this side. Off the boards, though, and straight out into the middle is Josh Dawick, whose low shot beats Legault, and Josh Dawick has his first of the game. And this is his first season in Junior A. He had one of the most disgusting goals I've ever seen in my life in a minor game a couple years ago. Where he flipped it over the back of his shoulder, still faked like he had it, a number of fakes, forcing the goalie out of position, and all while the ball was in the air, which then dropped into the empty net. So definitely a set of mitts on Josh Dawick. A great career coming up for that young man. Here's Knox spinning around the far side. He'll release. It was right into the body of a Beaches player. No one really sure where it is. There's Smith will send it back to Kashalk. We'll run it away from coverage. Shot clock did reset, though, as that one got in on Brown. Up for Lanchbury. Smith. Ryan Smith, Lanchbury up top, over to the far side. That one eludes Kashalk as we near the halfway mark of the third period. Shot coming in for Brown. Another one that looks 5-hole. A lot of these shots in the third going low now as Kashalk thought he had Brown out of position and just quickly whipped it towards the goal, and it went wide. It's going to be the Beaches now that come over center. You can feel every possession, the weight of it starting to increase now in the final 10 minutes. Tristan Hanna. And that one rolls towards the crease. Stick flies out across the goal line, and I believe Legault did keep it out. Josh Hiltz was right there to signal no goal. Oh, what a play from Jesse Legault, and it's going to be Callum Jones that comes away with the rebound. Number of saves there, none bigger, and Jake Gilmore goes down, gives a bit of a chop to Smith. There's Walsh for Smith, who goes over the top. That high step jump shot that he used earlier on to score. as Walsh has it up top. Far side for Bryce Maya. Lanchbury sends his man flying. Gustafson way out of position there. And the moving screen is called as Beaches get back into it. Shot there, Legault with the save. Rebound picked up by the Beaches. Loose ball rolling to the far side course, and Keeley gets there first as Wales is there to pick this one up for the Burlington Chiefs. Out across center is Emery. Flip there for Knox. Knox over center will wait for the possession to change. 8.5 left in the third period as Lanchbury lets one go off the right shoulder of Bailey Brown. He was looking top corner. As the Beaches will now push transition again. Jack Kelly. Kelly near side for Grennan. Bounces loosely into the crease of Legault, and he'll get it in the big stick. And push up the floor. Julian Gay down the far side. Gay is going to stay on and play offense here as Lanchbury pushes towards the boards for Walsh. Walsh faces a double team. Smith will back away as Walsh uses the official as a mini pick there. Oh, cheeky little shot as he looked like he was going to circle around by the crease and just left it at the feet of Brown, who kept the stick in position, and it bounces in between the legs but no further. Right up here by Gilmore and Nathan Grennan. Grennan collides with his own teammate Gilmore as Kolwich ends up coming away with the loose ball, and Callum Jones takes one and now two. Hands high, and Callum Jones, the fist swinging celebration again. Chris Atwood used to have the finger point. Callum Jones has the swinging fist. It will be a power play coming up for the Burlington Chiefs. They do have the extra attacker on as Lanchbury goes to the far side. Back for Smith. Oh, quick stick attempt. And save made by Bailey Brown coming off to his right, but they will have to deal with the Burlington power play as Jake Gilmore and Callum Jones got involved, and Gilmore will go off for roughing with just under 7 minutes left to go here in the period. Been so pesky in this game, just hanging around and being a general nuisance to the Burlington squad in a good way, as there's 2 minutes up on the board. Clock stalled there for a second, as there's still 3 goal lead, pardon me. Shot clock will turn off here as the Beaches have possession on the far side. Some big work on this side as Corson Keeley breaks free, goes to the crease. They tried to find him with a pass, and an extra bump there to make sure the Beaches player went into the boards. And now more shoving in front of the Chiefs bench. But this one did go past the over and back line. So Lanchbury will get another possession here. Smith into the corner for Walsh. You get the sense this is a huge power play for both sides. If the Beaches can kill it, they would have a chance on offense. But if Burlington can score, as they do right there for Lemieux, they stretch it to 4 with just over 5 minutes left to go here in regulation time. As we said, a huge game in terms of standings for both of these teams, as Burlington with a win can jump one spot into a tie, as a broken stick here on the play. Noseworthy nose to nose with one of the Beaches players. And we got spare parts lying right at the face-off dot. Those will be taken out of play now by the official. To the far side, here's Lanchbury, a low shot. That one just wide, goes off the backboards. Cashel able to climb the ladder and take that one away. And you make it 15-10 now as Patrick Cashel comes away with that goal. A couple players, and that is an even bigger goal than the power play one was, as now Burlington starting to put a momentum run together. Kolwich over to the far boards, noseworthy after the fact. The hit, and now sticks coming up in front of the penalty boxes. A lot of whistles, but nothing extra. As I think these officials realize that too big a moment in the game and the seasons possibly of these two teams to be taking something like that away. Here's Gilmore to the far side. Bounces away from Tristan Hanna, kept alive in the corner by Kelly as this shot goes over top of Legault off the glass. And Bailey Brown had come to the bench on that possession as he's got to scamper back, as now Wales and Tristan Hanna trying to battle over that loose ball. 4.5 left to go, as it will be scooped up by the Chiefs. And they get their offensive unit back out there. Lanchbury, far side, knocks the shot and the goal as they get Bailey Brown moving again. Again, 11-7 after the second period, so already a 5-3 period in favor of Burlington, as this was the floor configuration when they got their 7-1 lead in the first. And Bailey Brown started the game shaky, but after the brief appearance by Jackson Brown to end the first, Bailey had actually been pretty good in that crease. And now they're getting him moving, and he just can't quite catch up to those balls that are going cross crease. As Walsh and Lanchbury will try to keep the pedal down here. Recovered by the Beaches. They'll get to center, and that'll mean Bailey Brown will run off to the bench. With a 6-goal lead for Burlington, you can tell how important the Beaches think this one is, as Legault takes away that quick stick chance from Jack Kelly as he got tied up down in the corner. Bailey Brown is back out there as Julian Gay's attempt is taken away. Saunders all the way back for Kolwich here, who will keep it in his own zone and now start to push the pace. A couple players coming for the line change with 2 on the shot clock. And we'll get ball out of play, and Beaches will get possession. Toronto definitely, as we said earlier, don't want that final playoff seed, as that would mean a first-round matchup against Six Nations. You may not even want them in the second round. As down the far side, Bailey Brown out. And that may be all she wrote here tonight. A 7-goal lead with 2.5 or 2:40 left to go. Of course, a change to the Minto Cup format. The host does not automatically get the bye anymore. It will be in Brampton, the Minto Cup this year, at the Memorial Center, where we were last night for Brampton and Mimico. Great game between those two. Pace taken away a little bit by some offsetting penalties and some rough stuff in the first couple periods, but man, what a third period that turned into, as the game between Orangeville and Burlington, as Burlington ices this late in the shot clock. As that game ticked down and we found out that Orangeville had won, they briefly went into second. Then it was almost minute by minute that second place changed hands based on what was happening in that Brampton and Mimico game. We get a back-in call here against Burlington. Well, that's how it's going to be all the way down the stretch. And the top 2 teams in the OLA finals will compete in the Minto Cup. And if Brampton's not there, they, well, won't make it, as Jack Kelly nearly forced Burlington back in here. Final 90 seconds. As Burlington just trying to keep everything out of harm's way so they can come away with a victory. The points are more important at this point than the margin of victory, as they'll now jump up into a tie for what I believe would be 5th place And we talked last week about their schedule. They do get, I believe it's Six Nations one more time, Mimico next week. But other than that, there is no easy game, but I think Barrie one more time and KW, if I'm not mistaken. Breakaway chance here for Jacob Saunders. Kelly chasing him down, and Bailey Brown throws the glove at that to take the rebound out of harm's way. 40 seconds left, and looks like the victory will go Burlington's way after a really tough loss last week against Peterborough. A rough one last night against Orangeville as well. Burlington back on the winning side and trying to climb up the standings ladder. Looks like they probably will end up in the playoffs, but we'll have to see again next week. A big one coming up against them and Mimico, as their first game was a tough matchup, and we expect nothing less from the game next week as well. YouTube.com/JVI Sports Network. Subscribe there. You'll be notified automatically when we go live with games or post a tape delay. And, of course, follow us on Twitter @JVI Video. 17-10, your final score. The Burlington Chiefs victorious over the Toronto Beaches. And we've got so much more coming up on our season-long coverage of the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League, a partnership between us, or them and us at the JVI Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Matthew Carrick. We thank you so much for your support this season, your subscriptions, and following us on social media. And we can't wait to talk to you next time. Playoff battles are in full effect.